The BMW i8 is one of the most hated cars, and that is partially why this car has absolutely tanked in value, starting with an original MSRP of $150,000 down to only 50 or 60 used. Now, I'm gonna take you guys for a drive, give my honest thoughts about this car, the things that I hate about it, and there definitely are 5 things that I do hate about this car, but let's talk about the good things too. Let's go. Let's do a quick 40 roll and see how fast we can get up to speed here. Yeah, guys, I think the people overhate on this car, which is a great thing, because if you have not driven a BMW i8 and you're somebody that loves kind of experimenting with and testing all types of different cars, it will feel faster than you think if all you're thinking to yourself is, oh my gosh, it's a freaking 3-cylinder with a battery. Like, oh, that's going to be terrible. It's going to be slow. Good. Have that expectation going into it, because then it's actually going to feel pretty decent. But if you look at the car and you're expecting some insane performance, you are absolutely not going to get that. So I do genuinely wish this car it had more of a soul. It's not just about necessarily the performance of the car, but it's lacking that soul. As somebody that's coming from daily driving a GT350, that car has a soul. Manual transmission, flat plane crank V8, 8,250 RPM, out of the naturally aspirated flat plane crank V8. Like that is what really a car enthusiast, that's the itch you want to scratch. This thing, it's got a nice quick shifting automatic transmission. It's got fake sound being piped into the interior. It's like a fake V8 sound kind of too. So yeah, you know, it gives you a semi-satisfying sound experience to it, but you know that it's fake. And anyone outside of the car is gonna hear, well, kind of like a grumble, but not really. And so, yeah, it's lacking that true, like, driving experience, like, soul of a car, which is unfortunate. I will say BMW did predict the future of supercars pretty well, because I mean, who isn't moving to hybrid, right? Ferraris, Lamborghinis, everything is going hybrid. Generally, it has a V8 with a battery or a V6 with a battery, not a 3-cylinder. But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, that is what that is what's happening in the car industry at this point. But a 3-cylinder, guys, you just can't really fall in love with it. And that does hurt. Now, we talked about the actual acceleration experience being subpar. We talked about the braking definitely being subpar, especially for the looks. Let's test the cornering really quick. I'm not gonna lie, it is actually pretty impressive. Just because this thing is heavily geared towards luxury more than it is sportiness. You just feel it in the suspension. You feel the softness over the bumps, the sort of nice soft bouncing that you get in this car. It's not really glued to the road. You're not feeling every single bump that you go over. And so for the setup that this thing is working with, I mean, it is pretty impressive that it can corner like that. But again, it is just nowhere near that supercar level of performance that this thing is marketed to have, and it looks like it has when you see the exterior. So that is a bit of a pain. Now, perfect time to mention the third thing that I hate about this car, because we're about to floor it here, is the sound that this thing makes. Well, turn your volume up a little bit and take a listen. Ready? So that is almost entirely artificial. It is fake. When you actually rev it in park, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner. From the interior, I will say the sound engineers made that realistic if you're somehow convincing yourself you're not working with a 3-cylinder. The gurgle that you get on the upshift, the sort of grumbly kind of V8-like sound that you get when you're accelerating it makes up for the vacuum cleaner that this thing has. The fourth thing that I hate about this car is the depreciation and the maintenance of the BMW i8. So $150,000 MSRP, you put 40 or 50,000 miles on the car, you just lost $100,000 on your car. Guys, I recently got a new job and I'm moving down to Florida. It's an external sales job, which requires me to put a lot of miles on my car. And I thought to myself, you know, this is a really cool car. I should get one. The gas mileage, guys, it's 29 miles per gallon. Like, that is really nice if you're daily driving this car. And that's 29 miles per gallon with actually driving this thing aggressively too, by the way. You can slap it over into e-drive mode, which will make this thing all electric. So you get, well, infinite miles per gallon, if you will, on that mode. But I thought to myself, this would be a phenomenal daily driver to have. But then you go back and realize the gas mileage, despite it being pretty good, it doesn't matter because you are losing so much money per mile that you drive this car. Even if you get this thing after the initial $100,000 of depreciation, you're still going to be incurring a pretty significant amount of depreciation, and not just depreciation, but also the maintenance that you're going to have to put on, the maintenance that you have to perform on this car. Out of the people that I've spoke to that own this thing, they have not had very good things to say about this car. I've heard that it's in the shop a lot. I think that the typical BMW stigma with reliability is a bit over-exaggerated, but specifically with the i8, I have heard it is not a very good time owning this thing. But I will tell you guys, from my experience right now, this has 70,500 miles on it, and everything works. Everything feels like it is brand new. Nothing wrong with the suspension, nothing wrong with the transmission, nothing wrong with the entire driving experience. So I'm only giving you guys that feedback just based off of the owner's feedback themselves on actually owning the car. I would trust the owners of this car more than me saying, yes, it has 70,000 miles, everything works, everything drives really nicely, but who's to tell, you know, what had to be fixed on this car or what past owners had to endure while owning this car. Yeah, with the tires being 215 in the front and 245 in the back, and the suspension being as luxurious and soft as it is, I am impressed with how this thing can handle being thrown around like that. And last but not least, guys, the fifth thing that I hate about this car, although it's a bit contradicting, but it is the reputation that this car has. To non-car people, first of all, there's no other car that is below $100,000 like this one is that will give you the insane amount of attention that this car will. People will think you have a ton of money. People will think this is a supercar. If they do end up, you know, getting in here or experiencing it, they might be like, what the heck? That's why does it sound like that? Why does it not perform as well as I thought it would? But from the exterior design, people will think you have a ton of money. But with car people like ourselves, I mean, most people do not like this car. They see one and they go, oh, it's an i8. Like, it looks cool, but it's a crappy car. Again, from the $150,000 perspective, I agree with that entirely. But now with this car being 50 to 60 in pretty, you know, decent condition, it is kind of upsetting to me that this car has that low bad reputation. I think people should reconsider the BMW i8 because at this price point, guys, I mean, if with this thing having 7,500 miles, I mean, it feels like this, it drives like this. It's not that bad. I think for $50K, this is actually a really great deal. For 150, not so much. I really truly believe that car enthusiasts should reconsider the used market on BMW i8s and start to call this car actually pretty good and get a bit more excited when they see one, because it's becoming a genuinely very appealing deal. Again, very quirky car with the electric mode, gasoline mode, 3-cylinder engine. This design, you just do not see this, and you have to appreciate that this car exists, because there just is no alternative to the i8. You either want an i8 or you don't, and there is no in between. I did a live stream and one of you guys were like, I don't know, like maybe a first gen Audi R8 is an alternative to the i8. And I'm like, I guess so. Like, that's also kind of a rare car in a similar price range, but it's just not the same. It's a naturally aspirated V8 versus a hybrid 3-cylinder. So the i8 is in a league of its own, and that is something that is very, very cool about this car. All in all, guys, yes, this car is quirky. This car is weird, but I think it is similar to like owning a Maserati, right? Yes, they get a lot of hate, but there's something to it that makes you really love the car and forget its downfalls and just appreciate it for what it is. And that's how I feel about this car. Yes, I hate those things about it, but at the end of the day, it's so unique, it's so cool, it's so rare, and now it's at a price point that it kind of actually makes sense to maybe get one, that I actually like the car. I actually like the car. I would love to hear what you guys think about the BMW i8 at the price point that it's at. Would you consider owning one? And if you can think of any alternatives to the i8, please drop it in the comments below, because like I said, I just don't know what else you would cross shop this with. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. We didn't even touch on the interior, but I did more of that in the full review of this car. You can see it for yourself, right? It's cool, even 10 years later after this thing was designed in 2014, 2015. This is a 2015, but it's 2025 now. Everything about this car's design is still very, very cool. Yeah, if you want to see the full review, feel free to check that out. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.